Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we're back with the 6th Alliance War of the season. We're facing off against Apoco yet again. So this is the second time we're playing them this season. We also did 2 wars against Omni. So that's the new matchmaking for us. Well, anyhow, we're back to our path 5. We're going to be using Colossus, Magic and Quake for our path. First fight, you see it's a Mystic opponent. It's going to be Unstoppable Colossus. So this is Power Stat 1 node and Power Gain node. We do not care about his Power Gain, but we do want to bait out his level 1 before we start using Quake style against this guy. So here he's being a little bit stingy, finally throws his level 1 and we start charging our heavy attacks and putting those aftershock charges on him and concussing him. So this isn't a high health node, so he's gonna die fairly quick, I think from 2 sets of charges. So very quick fight here for Quake, not a big deal at all. And it's worth noting that we're not using suicides for the initial part of our path, so we're going to be switching them back on later. So the second fight, we can see it's a skilled champion. We scouted out this to be Blade, more than likely, so I decided to go in with Quake. This is Kinetic Reactor, Power Reserve Node and Heal Block. So once the specials start flying, it's quite difficult to make them stop, so I just figured it's probably the best way if we make sure nobody throws any specials in this fight. His Blade is probably one of the trickier opponents here, but Quake, if you're confident with her, is definitely a really great counter against this Blade. Blade has been getting kills here for us in past seasons, and I have seen people die all over the board to Blade here. So probably it's worth mentioning, OG Vision's probably the best counter here against that Blade, but aside from that, because Path 5 puts some limitations on champion choice you can take in, and Blade is definitely one of those champions on this node that can sneak in a kill against you. But anyways, the fight's nearly over here already. Blade's under 20% health, I believe, and we're gonna finish off quickly. We did like a great fight. I believe this fight was perfect to the point where he didn't touch even our block. So super happy with that fight, and we're going to be moving on to the next one. So next one is a Science Champion. So I was contemplating on who I'm going to be using. I did mess about the masteries off screen. As you can see, my mastery points are gone. So we did quickly put on Scouter Lens, figured out it was Quake, and we're going to go in and use our Corvus against this Quake. We do not have any charges, but we did put on full suicide, so that shouldn't be anything too hard over here. We are running max boost obviously as always, but we did not put on any cosmic power boost just because I do not think we're going to be needing them. I think there's going to be one slight mistake from my side where I left the aftershock charge expired, so she had 10% chance to shock me and stun me. But luckily that didn't happen. Aside from that, there's nothing too difficult or hard about this fight. Just gonna run in here, smack that block once and the fight is over. But I need to give good props to Apoco. They definitely made this Path 5 interesting. Because Blade, Quake and the next fight is also kind of like something new. It's gonna be a Kingpin on 29 Miniboss. And that's definitely interesting. I don't think I had ever fought Kingpin there. It's actually a rank 5 Kingpin, so mad props to OB for taking that hit for the team and ranking him up, because it's definitely a pure defense rank up. But we're going to be taking in our magic regardless. So now I know the one thing we need to be worried about is that if we keep placing debuffs on Kingpin, which are going to be our parries and power locks, he will get his overpower mode or whatever that big ass fury is called, but that definitely is going to be hitting hard, and then his specials, if he's going to get to any, will be unblockable. But aside from that, I think this fight is going to be fairly straightforward, shouldn't take us too long of a time. We are using our magic AW setup just because that's the one I like to use most with magic. And here we can see we're going to bait out a couple of level 1s, get to our level 2, and then this fight should be more or less under control. The tricky bit here could be that he's going to be shrugging off our power locks. But with Mystic Power Boost and Mystic Dispersion, we should be able to gain enough power to pretty much have it all under control. Even without Power Lock, we're still draining his power. So hopefully it works out well for us. And if you do parry Kingpin, like my advice is always kind of like wait a split second to see if that stun lands or not, just to be safe, because he can shrug off your stun and then he can counter you if you try and attack him. So it's always best kind of like to wait till your stun timer is about halfway done to see if that stun is going to stick around or not. But anyways, so we're a bit over a minute in the fight and we can see Kingpin going down fairly steadily. There's not much to it. We just need like 1 or 2 crits and it's going to be fight over. And our magic is pretty much back on full health as well, so that's a good result. 70 hits, so it's definitely a much shorter fight than Killmonger one. And yeah, it felt a lot easier as well. So we're pretty much done with our path, but then we get asked to help out on that mutant champion there at the end of path 6. And here is where it's gonna get interesting. So this is a poison and brute force node. We do not have any poison immune. However, we do think that Corvus can easily outdamage it. So here I'm going to be using my first item, healing up Corvus. Just to be sure, I'm going to put on a small cosmic boost in case we do not put up enough damage with our first special 2. But aside from that, it was scouted to be an Iceman, and that should be fairly easy fight for Corvus. Nothing tricky over there. Just kind of like play safe and steady. So we're starting off here. We're doing our 3-hit combo, medium, light, medium. Then we're doing medium, light, medium again. And we're taking a look at damage, and yeah, it's pretty much under control. There's nothing too tricky over there. We're definitely going to have enough charges to finish this off. And here, my finger glitches. I eat a level 2 and I die. Out of all the nodes I could die to, this is one of the more embarrassing ones, and definitely like a really embarrassing way to die with just 8 Iceman's level 2 for first time since, I don't know, ages. But anyway, so we quickly healed up the Corvus because he still had to go down, and we're hoping not to eat any more level 2s. Still can't believe I died there because I was so happy about how I did in the first section of my path. We played so well and then we messed it up in the end, and that was just kind of like a silly carelessness mistake when we dashed back in the wrong time and he decided to throw level 2. But oh well, things happen. Luckily we had big enough lead already for this not to be like a major kind of thing. And here we're gonna get some mini-boss action. Once again it's Cable, I think it was Cable in our last war as well. And we're using Quake for it. We did use our small boost though, because our boost had expired by when I got enough energy to reach this guy, so we did use like medium and small boost for this fight. And once again it's kinetic reactor mini boss, so it means we do not want him to touch us at all, even in block, so we're not going to be parrying, or well, almost not. Here we kind of like made a little slip up and parried by accident, but it's not too big of a deal. And yeah, the fight's well underway. He's like closing in on that 50% mark. We're checking the timer, it's only been half a minute. We're definitely gonna have enough time, so we're probably gonna need about 2 more sets of concussion on him and aftershocks. So we're just doing typical Quake things. But I wanted to say mad props for Apoco. They definitely improved their game from the last war. They gave us probably the most fun war of the season to date, and it was interesting. And I can only wish them the best of luck for the remainder of the season, because I know these guys have been facing some really tough opponents. The new matchmaking system definitely isn't doing them any favors. But anyway, so that fight's over there. 1 death again on my path. Again, it's Apoco that I died to, which is annoying, but things happen. And as I said, I'm going to be uploading my death. So for the season, we are 6-0. We have died 3 times ourselves, which is really frustrating. But aside from that, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you next time.